Hello, everyone. This is Frank from YoloLiv. It's really wonderful to be here for our very first Church Tech Summit Live. For the past few years, I have spoken to numerous church customers and worked on various church feature requests and performance improvements. The worship world is evolving at a remarkable pace, so if your ministry aims to stay competitive, look no further. I'm going to share the top 10 church tech trends in 2024. Trend number 1, the steady church is now declining. Are you aware that currently a mere 12% of churches maintain stability? All the others are either progressing or regressing. This raises the question of what's at stake here. Essentially, the archaic business as usual model has become obsolete, with a staggering half of American churches now experiencing a slump. An uncertain future looms for many of these churches, particularly the 54% that are witnessing a downturn. This trend underscores the urgent need for adaptation. In today's fast-paced world, there's no room for complacency. You're either progressing or you're regressing. The era of the stable church is over. Trend number 2, millennials are becoming the new heart of your church. Millennials have now become the primary focus of your church, outperforming levels of attendance before the pandemic, especially among the non-white population. After the pandemic, 30% of white millennials and an impressive 40% of non-white millennials have come back to church, which is a considerable increase from before 2020. On the other hand, quite a few boomers are now savoring a second cup of coffee from the comfort of their homes, rather than sitting in church. The participation rate dropped from 31% just a few years ago, now to 22%. As boomers step back, millennials are stepping up and reshaping the church through their contributions and services. It begs the question, what steps are you taking in response to this change? And this leads us to trend number 3. In 2024, Gen Z will begin to redefine the church. As millennials take on leadership roles in the church, Gen Z is starting to make its own impact. Did you know that this year, the eldest of Gen Z turned 27 and they're currently transforming our notion of the church? Their faith is less manufactured and more personal. They desire genuineness rather than just Sunday performances. They aren't here for a diluted version of Christianity. Rather, they are fully committed, seeking a faith that is driven by a passionate community. What does this mean for the church with Gen Z in the picture? The long-standing model of the church, primarily focused on attraction, is losing momentum. Gen Z's thirst for godly knowledge and their aversion to mere hype is signaling the beginning of a new era for the church. So, what's the appropriate course of action? It's straightforward. Include Gen Z in decision-making processes, let them take on leadership roles, and let them influence the future. Discipleship is transitioning into the digital realm. Trend number 4. Discipleship is transitioning to the digital sphere. Also, digital integration is no longer a choice. Churches implementing digital tools have witnessed tangible growth in their communities and in their discipleship efforts. Some big churches have successfully employed apps to connect with thousands of individuals. Consider John Mark Comer's discipleship resources, completely online, yet fostering genuine connections and inducing tangible change in people's lives. It's a new phase, and neglecting online discipleship signifies missing out on a significant aspect of ministry. You can access the team guide to engage your team in this important discussion. That's it for now. Trend number 5, partisan politics obstructs long-lasting growth. What will be evident this year is that partisan extremism will continue to stimulate momentary growth within the church, but it will not foster sustained church expansion. Here's the pitfall. When you blend partisan politics into sermon, you risk alienating half of your audience. This may result in fleeting growth, but it doesn't cultivate enduring well-being or outreach, primarily among younger generations. Perhaps what counts as truly brave in today's climate isn't taking a partisan stand. Could actual courage be providing a calming voice amid the chaos, rather than contributing to it? Most people aren't in search of cultural reflections. They're seeking a divergent path. They're questing for Jesus. As for the future, here's my prediction. Churches that will prosper for the long haul are those keeping their focus on Jesus rather than on political partisanship. Trend number 6, artificial intelligence is turning commonplace. Artificial intelligence is steadily becoming a standard feature in expanding churches, from preparing sermons to customizing outreach activities. This suggests that numerous established companies are integrating AI capabilities into their decades-old software, making it unavoidable. Yes, everyone's utilizing ChatGPT, but what implications does this have? Church leaders may have been hesitant to embrace this initially, but it's becoming more commonplace and unavoidable. However, it also evokes a myriad of queries that you, as a pastor, will need to address. Individuals are concerned about job security and are establishing completely virtual relationships with chatbots and, in fact, even with sex bots. That's a reality, not just a thing of the future. There will be pastoral responsibilities intertwined with these issues. But here's the silver lining for the church in the midst of the AI-generated era of deep fakes. Authenticity is emerging as a formidable tool. Authenticity isn't just valuable, it is one of the strongest assets you possess as a church leader. If you can navigate the AI landscape for those trying to comprehend it, you'll be in a position to impart a hopeful and promising message. This transitions us to trend number 7. A new breed of mega church pastors is on the rise. I deeply admire this new wave of mega church pastors who are primarily millennials. As elder boomers and older Gen X pastors step aside, this new breed of mega church pastors is stepping up, shifting from authoritarian leadership to a more democratic, community-focused approach. They place the emphasis on the health of the church rather than its size. This leadership approach is hitting its stride, and I can tell you from personal encounters with hundreds of these next-gen leaders that they provide considerable optimism. They've gleaned lessons from the past and are paving the way for the future. Interestingly, this brand of leadership resonates more with younger generations and holds the potential to redefine pastoral leadership in times to come. By embracing this diverse form of leadership, the door is being opened to healthier churches and more effective outreach initiatives. Trend number 8, outdoor worship. During these evolving times, one emerging trend is outdoor worship. Primarily motivated by health concerns, outdoor services drastically reduce contagion risks by allowing social distancing. Our church's visibility within our community increases with outdoor services, potentially attracting those not typically attending traditional indoor gatherings. Additionally, worshiping outdoors offers a deeply enriching spiritual experience through connection with nature. However, addressing challenges like unpredictable weather and noise disruptions becomes necessary in ensuring a conducive worship environment for everyone. Thus, outdoor worship is a testament to our willingness to adapt and safeguard our congregations. Trend number 9, diversity emphasis. Churches are expected to make a proactive effort to embrace diversity in their congregations. As we move further into 2024, another significant trend reshaping our churches is an emphasis on diversity. In today's multicultural society, our churches are projected to proactively make efforts to embrace diversity within congregations. Diversity in all its forms, be it cultural, racial, age, or gender, enriches our spiritual community. It enriches our walks of faith by providing different perspectives and fostering empathy, mutual respect, and understanding. When we appreciate and actively seek diversity, we invite unity in our church community, mirroring the diverse world outside our church walls. As we accept the beauty in our differences, we pave the way for a richer, more inclusive worship experience. Therefore, a diversity emphasis is not just about recognizing our dissimilarities, it's about celebrating them. It's about realizing that our strength lies in our unity, despite our differences, and holding steadfastly to the belief that every person is valuable and every person belongs. We encourage diversity not just as a trend, but as a testament to our evolving faith. Trend number 10, social issues. Engagement. Churches may become more vocal and active on pressing social issues. In trend number 10, we see a projection for churches to become more vocal and active in addressing pressing social issues. As pillars of our communities, churches have a unique role and opportunity to shape social discussions and bring about impactful change. Our faith teaches us the value of compassion, justice, and love for all, and it's only logical that we extend these principles to the world beyond our church doors. Being engaged with social issues is no longer an option, but a necessity in 2024. When we stand up for justice, fight against inequality, or strive for environmental preservation, we are fulfilling our spiritual responsibilities in the most heartfelt way. The critical social issues of our time demand our engagement, not merely as spectators, but as compassionate advocates for change. By addressing these issues, churches are not only acknowledging their societal role, but are at the forefront of leading the change. And this engagement isn't just a trend, it's a call to action, a call to embody the spirit of our faith right at the heart of our society. Each of these trends paints a picture of an adaptable, tech-savvy, and authentically deep future church. If you're a part of or leading a church team, it's crucial to engage with these trends now, before it's too late. I encourage you to download our complimentary guide for your team and kickstart these discussions within your church. Never forget that our reaction to these changes today will shape the kind of church we lead tomorrow. I appreciate your time spent watching this, and if you found it useful, do hit the like button, share it with your team, and subscribe for more insights into church leadership.